So, section 5 is about applied context in child development. Applied context can be parenting style, accessing to lots of information or not, being influenced by media. It can be a school, it can be childcare, for example, benefits and risk of having daycare around. It can be social policy, for example, parental leave, which is allowed in some countries, but it's not allowed to some others. It can be vaccination requirements. We know that there are some countries that cannot provide a secure vaccination for their citizens. So they're all gonna be applied context. Now let's talk about theoretical perspective in child development. The first one gonna be psychoanalytic, second one gonna be social learning, third one gonna be cognitive developmental, fourth one gonna be evolutional or biological, and the last one gonna be sociocultural. So here you can see psychosexual development by Freud. I know that you know him because he's just so crazy famous. Freud believed that sexual energy is just a matter of receiving the great pleasure, and whatever you're gonna do is just based on this energy. Here you can see different stages for that theory. Please just read that by yourself. I wouldn't dive into data stages because they are not really endorsed at this time. But we do acknowledge, oh, I'm actually looking at Freud. He's just so mad. But yeah, we do acknowledge his effort and his emphasis on unconscious, because before him, no one would consider unconscious as an important factor. And he actually was one of the, I guess, first ones who considered different stages for child development. So we do respect him, but we don't follow him. What about psychoanalytic approaches? It was by Erickson. His theory actually is accepted now, and his model is just reliable. Here you can see different stages in his theory. Make sure you're gonna just read that carefully because there would be, I guess, at least one question in your test. For example, here you can see for infants, the challenge gonna be trust versus mistrust. However, for toddler, the main question gonna be autonomy versus shame and doubt. And you can see like everything gonna be more complex as we are going forward and we grow up. Ethology, it is all about biological approaches. Um, it's like studying animals to just understand a pattern that you could apply on human being. Based on biological approaches, we know that, we believe that all behaviors are innate behaviors and they are universal to all members of like human being. They are just programs and they can be, they cannot be influenced by the environment that much. For example, here is a cat and we know that cats are cute by nature. So another way of biological approaches is attachment theory by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth. Actually, Mary Ainsworth was his student, and they worked on this theory and they came up with attachment style. So, how they actually worked on attachment style? The main trigger was they actually understood that there are gonna be some emotional difficulties among children in like orphanage. So they thought that maybe mother-child bonding early in life is just very important. So they studied that and they noticed, yes, it is very important because some children in orphanage, they might be insecure, like insecurely attached. They are basically avoiding people. They show anger, fear, and anxiety. They just exaggerate sometime and they would refuse to engage with other people. So there might be some other biological approaches, but they all are talking about different challenges related to biology, and they wouldn't consider that much environment interaction. But nowadays, the more recent ones, considering some of environmental influence, for example, the influence of stress on health, or for example, they would consider that if culture would pay more attention to some cognitive skills such as math or literacy, there might be some biological differences between children as well.